Instagram Live. I'm live. I can feel it. Oh my God. Look how live I am, bro. Oh my God. These are flank steaks. These aren't cupcakes. And they got gorgonzola in the middle. And some herbs and some spices. Smelly's Kitchen, bitches. Look at this stuff. Yo, ask your dumb questions in the comment section. And I will get to them. This is going to be amazing. Look at that. Just sitting and wallowing in its own fat. Yeah, fierce is right, motherfuckers. Look at that. Hey! If you want to ask some questions, ask them in the question box there. Cooked in beef tallow. Actually, I threw some olive oil and some coconut oil in this bitch. I have beef tallow here somewhere. But I'm at my beach house in Bodega Bay, and so I don't know where everything is in this house. Look at this beard. Jesus Christ on a carafe. Getting mighty furry. Maybe not as furry as these breasticles though, huh? My hair is growing back out again. Don't know what's going on with that. I'm a disaster. Have you tried? It's like, sounds like a gross question. Is it okay to train one body part a day? Yeah, I love doing that. Love training one body part a day. Gives you a good focus. Why the caveman look? I don't know. It just kind of fell upon me here. I just decided to do no carbs in January. And then with no carbs came a bunch of other things. And one of the things it included was no shaving. So I didn't shave, and now it's February, and I still haven't shaved. And I did no fapping. I didn't fap in January, and continued no fapping over here. So, keeping it going. Keeping the streak. Will you be at the Arnold? Because if you are, I want to be the first one to meet you. Thank you, Ben Brown, 8. Appreciate that. I will be at the Arnold, but I'm going to be doing a lot of podcasting with a lot of great people, so it might be hard to run me down, but I will be running around there. If you want to look for me, you can try to find me at the Piedmontese booth. They have a booth there this year at the Arnold Classic. Maybe at like Rogue Fitness or something too. Are you and Chris working on a documentary on nutrition? We are. We've been working on it for a long time. How much milk is too much milk? What type of milk? Some people say the A2 milk can be great. I think that milk is pretty allergic with most people. And most people, I think, fart from having milk. And I think things that make you fart aren't great for you. You really shouldn't be very gassy despite all the old bodybuilding farts going on all day long. You know, I think people used to always say, oh, it's protein farts. Well, it's milk protein farts. And then probably even more accurately, it's not even necessarily the protein, it's probably lactose more so than anything else. Just trying to man this meat over here. Make sure we don't have any infractions. Make sure the stuff doesn't stick too much over here. So what amount of food, can you eat? Well, it has to do with, it upsetting your stomach. Here, hold on a second. Oh, getting hot. Don't want to burn myself. Okay. How much food can you eat of any one thing? Like, it just depends on how, until your food gets disrupted. But usually when you're eating stuff like this, primarily just eating meat, you won't have any gas. But I've noticed that if you eat plants and you start to eat cheese and start to eat milk, then you can start to have some really, really hard times with the gut. How many hours of sleep you get? I struggle during Carnivore this month. Well, sleep is a discipline, Sleep is like working out. You got to treat your sleep like you're training. You got to really make sure that you're getting it. I think it's important to go to sleep during your first wave of being tired. I'm pretty tired right now, so I'm eating this and I'm going to bed. And it's 7:30. So I'll probably be on my back, laid out, sleeping by about 8:30 or 9. I still have some editing to do, so I'll be doing that. But get your sleep in. With new food comes new sleep habits, so sometimes it takes a minute to get used to it. Favorite cut and type of meat. I like ribeye. I like filet quite a bit. Keep up the great work. This is Coach Jay Boomer. Keep up the great posts. The carnivore diet has helped me so much. Good. I'm glad that you lost weight. Do you have any tips for younger lifters? This is from Jack Bartlett. Tips for younger lifters. Just stay in your lane for as long as you possibly can, and you will always continue to get stronger. I think the biggest mistake a lot of younger folks make is they try to emulate maybe too many other people too often, and they end up getting hurt, and then end up getting maybe too many setbacks. So, really take your time. Take your time. You allow yourself to grow. Make sure your sets and reps are really clean. Only lift to a technical limit. Don't lift to failure. This is in regards to powerlifting. If you want to bodybuild, then I think lifting to failure, I think, can be pretty important. So that's some of my suggestions for a younger lifter. Make all your lifts. Don't miss any lifts. Don't miss any lifts. Freckled Dana. Do you drink alcohol? Currently drinking wine and eating my kids' almond flour. I drink alcohol here and there, especially with the wifey. Like, I just got to the beach house and somebody was kind enough that stayed here to leave us. Oh, they left a letter here too. I almost knocked that over. They left us a big old bottle of wine. But I don't drink that often. Luckily for me, I never got into it. I would say if you're going to drink and you're trying to drink and have a good physique, a good body from it, then I would say, maybe try to do the harder alcohols. Just because you'll get drunk a little faster and you can get away with a little bit less sugar and less carbohydrates. I'd say beer is the worst. Wine can be okay, but it's like, I don't know, just how much are you going to drink? The poison is in the dose. You have 3 drinks a week. That ain't so bad. You have 3 drinks a night. Not good. And then does your alcohol lead you to eating anything else? Prefer any pre-workouts? Just Mind Bullet, baby. I'm on that Mind Bullet. That's the greatest pre-workout ever. Can you speak a little bit about how recomposition works with the carnivore diet? This is from XX Sandman. Well, because you're primarily eating meat and you're primarily... Man, this keeps sticking to the soup. This is a cheap pan I got here. Hold on a second. Hold on just a second. Hold up. Let me give this one more flip. Oh, it's got kind of perfect crust going on one side here. That's going to be awesome. Maybe let that sit over there for a minute. Okay. Back to the matter at hand here. So recomposition, on a carnivorous style diet, one of the things that's going to happen is because of your food choice, you will eventually start to eat a lot less. You'll end up with something called palate fatigue. And even if you don't end up with palate fatigue, the main thing that you're eating is, you're eating fat, but you're also eating a lot of protein. You're not eating carbohydrates. But due to the fact that you're consuming a large amount of protein, in my opinion, shouldn't count as calories in the first place. So you're really down to just eating one form of energy, and your form of energy is just fat. And when your form of energy is just fat, your calories are reduced quite a bit. Plus, there's other things going on. Your body could be producing ketones. You could be regenerating cells, which is called autophagy, the regeneration of new cells. So you could be kind of reversing father time a little bit. But in addition to that, by getting your body shifting into being fat adapted, by getting your body used to burning fat, you will not only burn through your own body fat and burn through you're not only will burn through dietary fat and ketones, but you'll also start to burn through your own dietary fat as your body gets more accustomed to burning carbs and not just burning glucose. So those are some of the things that happen, and then recomposition starts to happen because you start becoming less fat and more muscular, less fat and more muscular, less fat and more muscular over a period of time, along with strength training. And I know that firsthand for myself, but it's also worked for a lot of other people that I've helped and worked with. Some people always want to point the finger at me because of the PEDs, but a lot of people I know who haven't used PEDs, haven't ever touched them in their lives, have benefited from them greatly as well. I'd love to meet you at the Arnold, you, Branch Warren, and Dorian Yates. Wow. I don't feel I deserve to be put in the category of some of those guys, but thank you. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Good Project 31. How do you feel about cow tits? Are they delicious? I guess so. So is tracking calorie? No. Anybody that's asking me that still, your guys aren't following along, I never track calories. I don't track anything. I don't count my calories. I don't count my protein. I don't count, track, or do anything with any of it. I don't believe in that. I don't adhere to it. I think it's total nonsense. I think the best thing that you can ever do for yourself is to teach yourself how to eat. And through that process of teaching yourself how to eat, I think it's important that you understand that food choices rule everything around you, and not so much the scale of you weighing your food all the time. I think that weighing food became a popular thing, and I think the only reason why it exists is to get coaches paid and to help people make apps. I think it's an injustice. I don't like it. I think it's bullshit. I don't think it helps. I know that it may have helped some people, but I don't think nothing will help you. Nothing will help you more than eating the right foods. And when you eat the right foods, there's no fucking reason to track your food. Absolutely none. There is no reason to track the healthy foods that were put on this earth for you to eat. None. There's no fucking reason for it at all. Our ancestors didn't have scales. They didn't weigh their food. They didn't have a motherfucking app. They didn't need any of that stuff. It's all bullshit stuff that people have made up so they can try to coach you. And then people like thermogenesis or whatever the fuck they want to call it, thermodynamics or what. Who cares? Who cares? Does that help you to be less fat? I don't think so. You want to be less fat, then you have to learn how to eat properly. You have to learn to eat proper foods. If you still want to jam your face with bullshit foods, then maybe you might want to start weighing food. You want to eat packaged bullshit foods? Then maybe you have to count them like you're on fucking Weight Watchers or something ridiculous like that. It's never worked for Oprah, and it ain't going to work for you. If it fits your macros and flexible dieting, they are the same as Weight Watchers. And that method has been around for a long ass time. And it works for people up until it doesn't. This will work for you forever. Being on a meat-based diet. Don't think so? Give it a shot and try it. All right, let's see. What do we got next? Have you started organ meats? I don't think it's necessary. Freckles, I don't think it's necessary. Do you need an invite to join ST, Sacramento Matt? You already know this, man. Super Training Gym is free. Here's your invite. 855 Riverside Parkway, West Sacramento, California. We're open from 10 until 1 every Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully you'll be there this week. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate your time answering the questions. What's your favorite meal? Favorite go-to meal is steak. Best recovery supplement, sleep. What food have the most protein for vegetarians? Who cares? Fuck being a vegetarian. What is a good resource for a newbie starting a carnivore diet, my YouTube channel, and also my website, Mark Smelly Bell. Mark Smelly Bell is $7 a month, but it also has a carnivore section on there, and you can follow along with a lot of the information that we have there. You can also check out some of the work from Dr. Sean Baker. He also has a website called MeatRx. Follow along on my Instagram, but really if you follow along on my YouTube channel, you're going to learn a lot, because I got this, today is day number 45 that we got cooking here of day number 45 of the carnivore diet. It's day 45 of Carnivore 100 is what I called it. So those are all great resources. Go over to Mark Smelly Bell. Please, all of you listening right now, go subscribe. Go check it out. Go check out Mark Smelly Bell on YouTube. I have almost 15K in subs, and I've only been up for 2 months, and there's probably like 50 or 60 videos on there. Favorite sex toy, the Chindo. You have any fish from time to time? Sure. Yep. Yeah, why not? Fuck it. Eat some fish. How many calories do I need on keto? Don't count calories, man. Eat food. Eat food, and if you don't feel good, eat more. And if you feel fat, eat less. Weigh yourself. You know, I don't measure anything. The only thing I measure is results. Just measure results. Do you struggle with eating late night in the middle of a fast? I struggle with everything. I really do. I am weak-minded in a lot of areas, and I got to work on a lot of things. Just like many of you boys and girls out there, I am not impervious to pain. However, I do work my way into shit, and then once I make up my mind, sayonara, see you later. That's when I go full retard, I guess I'll say. And they say never go full retard, but I do it sometimes. I know that's not a nice word anymore, but I grew up with that word, and I grew up being called that word, so I feel like that I'm totally allowed to use that word, whether I'm supposed to or not. But anyway, I like going all in on stuff. You guys know that about me, and so I do that from time to time, but I also struggle like hell. Hold on, I'm scraping out this pan over here. I really like to go like hell, but I also struggle. I struggle just as much as many of you guys, and I've struggled maybe even more than a lot of you, because, I used to weigh 330 pounds. I used to be a fat bastard. Here's the thing with fasting. The key to fasting. You ready for it? You ready for it? The key to fasting. The key to all kinds of fasting, whether it's a longer duration fast or a 12-hour fast, 16-hour fast, 18-hour fast, or a 72-hour fast. The key is to pretend that it never happened, chubs. That's the most important thing. You really want to pretend that it never happened. That way, you can ensure that you're going to be able to still be able to lose some weight from the fast and still be able to enjoy the benefits, because part of the thing with fasting is you're just trying to eat less in general. But between fasting and between selecting the right foods, you shouldn't have a lot of trouble. You should actually have a hard time being able to overeat. Between some intermittent fasting and between selecting the right foods, it should be very difficult to overeat, even if you're a big boy and even if you really love food. Now, some people have an insatiable appetite, and it's hard for them to kind of cure it, and they got to eat a pretty good amount of food. If you feel that you're like that, then be careful with your fasting. And I think that that's a big problem for a lot of people, is they overfast. They fast too much, they fast too often. And now people are like, well, how do I know how much is too much for fasting? Well, how would you know how... How would you know how much is too much fasting? Well, that's very simple. Did you fail with your fast? Did you have too many cravings during your fast? Were you able to just pretend that you didn't fast for the day? Or did you go hog wild and eat like a piglet. If you, anytime that you end up eating like a pig, that's a great indication that whatever you did didn't work very well. Even with intermittent fasting, you know, part of the point of it is to eat less, find a way to eat less energy. And if you go haywire and go off the rails, well, guess what? The diet didn't work. Anyway, peeps, I would say I love y'all, but that ain't true. Most of you all are a pain in the fucking ass, pain in my nutsack, and, you know, I gotta do these videos for you punks every single day. I feel like I'm on the hook for it. I probably did it to myself, but I like to just blame you guys because it makes me feel better about myself. About to sit down and eat. Look at that meat over there. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but actually it's a pretty good amount. And I already ate like 3 or 4 burgers today and a bunch of others today too. Some eggs and some breakfast sausage and everything else. So this fat little body of mine has had plenty of food. Trust me. Appreciate you guys so much asking questions on here. I'm probably going to roll this up on YouTube and RedTube. And maybe also I'll throw this up on Pornhub in addition to Instagram TV. Just going to try to chuck this everywhere because I think this was a good one. And it had to do with you guys with the great questions. So keep them coming. Go check out Mark Smelly Bell's YouTube channel. It's imperative that you do so. Also, please, if you want to support me further and you want to, dump some money my way because you guys know I'm hard up for that dough, check out Mark Smelly Bell. Check out, markbell.com, where you can see, how I'm training, how I'm eating, how I'm doing everything. And we have so much information on there, including Fat Mark, including the old Mark workouts. Last but not least, before I sign off on here, I want to address something. People are saying that I'm looking old. Well, guess what? I ain't young. I'm 43 years old, and I'm probably halfway through my life. If I'm lucky, I'm not at the halfway point. If I'm lucky, I can, live to be 110 or 120. I don't know. But the way I look at it is I'm not young, and if I got some wrinkles and I got some scars and I got some different things, I think that's good. I think it's a positive. I'm not hiding any of it. I'm not, always just going to slam a hat over my head or always keep the beard shaved or always keep my head shaved just because they're a little white in there. It doesn't bother me. I feel totally comfortable with it. And you guys should too. Embrace the way you look, embrace the way you feel. Keep working on the way you feel and keep working on embracing your fears and following through, embracing your fears and following through with your dreams, because it's really, really, really super duper pooper scooper important that you do that. And it can be very hard. You got a lot of negativity. We all have a lot of negativity in our lives, and we got a lot of people pulling us in different directions. But if you stay connected to your fitness and you stay connected to your diet and you lift through it, then you can live through it. Strength is never a weakness. Weakness is never a strength. Catch you all later.